Hello guys, my name is Dick and welcome back to the series where we try to make Daniel Ricciardo world champion despite starting every race from the back of the grid. And as you can see, we are here for the American Grand Prix, and the strategy around here is a simple one-stop. As you can see, we are starting on the super softs and finish the race on the soft tires. And here you can see my setup as well. I had the feeling that it wasn't ideal in the AOR race in season 14 I did, so I wasn't sure about the setup, but yeah, we have to see how it goes. We have 5 red lights and it's lights out and away we go. It seems that we got a decent start at the line. We were already able to gain the first position, and now we're looking for the left and try to gain as much positions as possible. And it seems that we're just able to get a few positions up into P16 now. You can see we have Nico Hülkenberg ahead, so in this part it might be tricky to overtake because it's single lines through there, and you can see as well that we have a yellow flag, so we can't overtake in general here, so we have to stick around, be very cautious in order not to hit anyone and destroy our wing. And especially in this track you really try to avoid any kind of contact because the destroyed wing is really horrible around here. So you can see a few people are defending the inside and we used that to good effect. We went down the inside, so we are already in P13. Next up ahead is Fernando Alonso, and we have to push in order to catch him. And yeah, especially in this part we might be a little bit slower compared to the front running guys. You can see that Sainz tries to move down our inside, but we keep it around the outside. We ran slightly wide, but I think it was okay. And here you can see we are behind Nando, and we try to go for a move, but we were too far back, so we have to be patient. And again, at this point it's really tricky to overtake. You can see we are gaining quite a bit, but it's not enough to mount any kind of challenge. We are searching for different lines at this point, but as I said, it's basically single line through this part. And here we are trying a wider line through the right hander in order to get a better run to the left, and it seems that it worked quite well. We are gaining a lot of time on the straights on Nando, and unfortunately there was another yellow flag, so we have to let him go for the second, but at the end we dive it down the inside and were able to make the position stick as well. Up into P12. Next up ahead was Kevin Magnussen, and yeah, we really pushed hard in order to catch him. You can see we are behind him in lap 3, but unfortunately we weren't really gaining anything on the straights, which might be due to our high wing settings, so we have to try probably a move, and especially in the corners, but yeah, it's quite risky to try that kind of move. So yeah, we have to be very patient at this point, try to watch out for mistakes from the cars ahead, and maybe if we can find a good line or a lucky moment, we have to make another position stick. You can see we are gaining quite a lot through the right hander, and we're already alongside, and we just try to hang it around the outside and hang it around the outside in the last corner again, and at the end we were able to get the position with better traction, so another position gained. Next up is Kvyat in the Toro Rosso, so we gained a little bit of time, and you can see we are just diving down the inside, braking really late and try to not hit him off the track. And yeah, now we are fast forwarding a little bit because it just took us, I think, half a lap to really close up to Massa ahead, because of course his downforce isn't really working as well as ours, and he's already on worn ultra soft tires, which shouldn't really work at this point. And we are diving down the inside, a little bit of contact, but I think it was fine. And another position gained up into P9 now. Next up ahead is Grosjean, who is behind a few other cars, so he might get a lot of dirty air, and you can see we are running really wide due to that dirty air effect, and we weren't really able to get much closer. But you can see at the end of the lap we just dive it down the inside and we try to put him off. You can see as well that our straight line speed again isn't really that good. He pulls ahead, but at the end we just broke later and make the position stick, hit the apex quite nicely, and another position gained. Next up is our teammate, which is quite strange. You would expect that he's ahead of the Force Indias, but might also be a difficult track for Red Bull, you never know. And at the end we just try to hang it around the outside, brake really late, and another position gained. Next up is the first of the two Force Indias, Sergio Perez. We try to get a really wide line in order to get a good run out of the straight, because our straight line speed, as always, isn't really competitive, so we have to try things in order to stay close to the car ahead and in order to make any kind of impression on them on the straights. And at the end we just broke later and were able to make the position stick as well. And with every following lap, as always, the harder compound will work better and better. And here you can see we are behind Ocon. We are really close, but we weren't really able to make a move here, so we have to be again patient. And we try to get a good run out of the last corner, and let's see how our straight line speed this time is. I think it also depends on what engine mix the car ahead uses, but you can see Ocon went defensive into the first corner, and we try to hang it around the outside, but we are running slightly wide, and unfortunately he was able to get the position back, which is really frustrating at this point because we are much quicker compared to him, especially in this part. But the OTA isn't really helping us. We tried to stay close, but here you can see we unfortunately tapped his back and destroyed our front wing slightly. But in this game, even a slightly destroyed wing costs you multiple seconds a lap. So not ideal, but fortunately we are not far away from the pit window, so if we continue, I think 1 or 2 more laps we should be fine. And of course we are trying to get the position back from Ocon, and this time we are closing quite a bit on the straights, and at the end we are searching for the inside line and we're able to make the position stick. You can see a little bit of a lock up, so yeah, our wing does make kind of a difference. We tried to continue for a few laps, but our lap time dropped massively at this point, and we decided to pit in this lap and use a new wing, new tires, and maybe catch up to the other cars again. But yeah, not really what we need at the moment, because Zeb is closing quite a bit in this part of the season. So yeah, we are going now out in P14, which turns to P13, because we were able to take the inside line through turn 1 and gain another position. But we have to overtake now the cars again, which we overtook earlier. One of them being Sergio Perez down the inside, quite a simple move. And next up ahead is his teammate, who got overtaken by my teammate, which is a good sign. We went down the inside because we saw he would go defensive, but he really didn't block the whole track. And now we are behind my teammate, who seems to be behind a Williams. I think he didn't stop so far, so they compromised their lines quite a bit through the hairpin, so we might be able to get a lot of time on the straights and a lot of slipstream. And they are going quite aggressive on the straights, and we are thinking now about the dive onto the left of our teammate, and we were able to get the position. We had to leave him a little bit of space, but I think it was quite a solid move. And at the end we are now in P5, and yeah, quite a solid recovery so far. I think it will be very tricky to get more positions than that. As I said, that you can see we have a yellow flag, and I wasn't sure at this point why. And you can see there's a car slowing. It seems to be a Mercedes, which is really unfortunate for them. I think they have had a lot of bad luck, so yeah, we are lucky this time. We gained another position, and at this point nothing really happens. We were able to get a gap to our teammate, and we need to get a gap because I think we had a 3-second penalty somewhere in the race. So yeah, I thought at this point it might be good to show you a quick lap at the end in our last lap. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and I will talk to you as always after the lap. Here we are now at the end of the lap, and you can see that Kimi was able to win the race, so Ferrari will gain a lot of points on us today, just like in Singapore. And here you can see the final results. Kimi was able to win the race ahead of Seb. And in terms of championship points, you can see Seb was again closing on us, now 25 points, which is not enough. And in terms of constructors, I think it will be very difficult to get P1 or P2 because the others are quite far ahead. But that was the race. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next one as well. Goodbye.